Okay, so now we got the 2024 GYROPALOOZA box open, but before we take a look, I do want to throw each of these discs as I am so curious on how these discs fly. So at the end of the video, I am going to be putting up kind of montage field session of me throwing these discs. So if you're curious on how they fly as well for my slower to slightly medium arm speed, stay tuned to the end of the video to check that out. Okay, with that said, let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got. No golden ticket. I mean, no surprises there. So, unless MVP wants to bring me out themselves to GYROPALOOZA 2024, you won't see me there. Sorry. Maybe next year. Okay, so let's start off with what we know is in the box. And that, the first one, Simon Line Balance. And I am really excited to give this a try. I know this is pretty much going to be the only run of these as they're going to be retooling these. So I will come out with a full review of the Balance once that retooling is complete and they do have more of the stock runs out. Then I will go ahead and give you guys my full review. But first, looking at this, I like it has a slightly rounded shoulder, very slightly, very flat flight plate. That's going to feel really good for forehand. It actually does fill the hand pretty well for my backhand grip, so feels nice. So overall, okay, I like it. The bottom's a little bit rounded so it doesn't dig into my hand. That's a plus there. So I have to say, I don't necessarily like the color scheme of this one. However, I do like the swirls that are kind of in the stamp. Not sure if you can see it, because in the flight plate, there actually is some swirls. So that goes really well. Love that, but the colors are a little bit, they don't jive too well together, but again, I love the swirls in the rim. What MVP is doing with that, phenomenal. Love those swirls. All right, next up, what do we got? Oh, okay, this is the Total Eclipse Vanish. This I'm really excited to try because I do have a Vanish review coming out. So really interesting to see, is this going to be a little bit more on the overstable side or on the understable side? If it being Total Eclipse, I'd expect overstable side, but we'll see. Next up, okay, the Total Eclipse Parachute. Now, of all the different kind of catch discs that the MVP family has come out with, this is actually my favorite for players who are trying to get into that style of throw, like into those kind of catch approach discs. This is the one that I would recommend for players just because it's the most forgiving. If you miss your line or angle of release by just a little bit, this thing, it doesn't like totally flip over. Like the glitch, if I throw it with this much hyzer, maybe it holds the hyzer the whole way. If I throw it with just this much hyzer, it practically turns over. So it's a lot touchier. This is a lot more forgiving. So for players looking to get into those kind of catch approach style discs, check out the Parachute. I will put my review of the Parachute in the description below. Okay, next up, these are ones, don't necessarily know what they are. We just know they're going to be the R2s. Ooh. Again, I just love the rim. It's a hex. And also, I'm noticing it's got some gold little sparkle in it. That's going to be fun to throw. Next for the R2, Motion. I actually didn't even know there was a disc called the Motion until just this second. So, I'm going to be excited to see how this one flies. I know absolutely nothing about it. So if you like the Motion, comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm going to be excited to try this one out in the field. Next up. Oh, I love the red and blue Second Lab. Okay, it's not a quite fairway driver. It's not quite a high distance driver either. I probably think this is in that speed 10, not quite 11, but maybe speed 10 range. It's a thrill. Woo, the thrill. I didn't need to get one of the brick and mortar ones to get a thrill. Yes. Okay. I hear a lot of people saying they love the thrill. I'm going to be excited to give this one a try. Okay, Streamline Second Lab. Ooh, that plastic feels really nice. It's a little bit gummy. That feels good. I love just Streamline. I like the overmold, but I'm sorry, there's just something about not the overmold that I just love. And this is Drift. Okay, I have not ever thrown a Drift. Be excited to see if this is kind of more of an understable disc or more neutral. We'll have to see. Definitely fairway driver, as it feels like it's kind of in that kind of speed 7-ish range. So we'll see how this one flies. All right, next up we have... Is this an Eclipse? One of the... No, this is not... This is not like a glitch or pitch or anything. It's too meaty of a rim. An Eclipse... Proxy. Oh, okay, Proxy. It was very deep, which is why I was first going to maybe like a speed 1. But a Proxy, again, a very nice point and shoot fan favorite putter, very floaty. A little bit too deep for my liking, so it's not something that I currently bag or will think of bagging. However, I know a lot of people love the Proxy, and if you want kind of something on that very straight to slight understable side of things, Proxy is a wonderful option. Again, I'll put my review down in the description below. Next up, we have, again, another Second Lab. This is a mid-range. Very flat on the flight plate. I honestly do not know what this is. A reactor. Okay, reactor. I think that's what they're trying to say, that for the balance was supposed to be like between pyro and reactor or something like that. I unfortunately, I'm sorry. It was a little bit too far back for me to remember here, but when I go out to the field, I'm definitely going to be interested to see how these two compare to each other. I might bring a pyro just in case. All right, we got 2 discs left in here. The first one, another Eclipse. Again, I just love the swirl in the rim, but why in only one spot? Why can't it be all the way around? All right, so what do we got? This is a slower disc, a fairway driver. It's a Crave. The Crave. I love the Crave. I wish I bagged it. It's one of those discs that every time I see it, every time I throw it, I'm like, why am I not bagging it? But it just doesn't quite fill a slot for me, but I know a lot of people swear by this. Has a little bit more dome than some of the other Craves that I'm used to, but overall, Crave, a phenomenal disc for players of all skill levels, as depending on the plastic, you can really get some different flights out of it. Also, got a little bit of some domey ones, but there are also some board flat options as well. So Crave, you can really find the one that you want out there. I did a review of the Crave, so again, like some of the others, I'll put a link to it down in the description. All right, last but not least, and this might be Fission. Yeah, I think this is Fission. Definitely more of a wider rim, the widest rim that I've had so far. Not a Dimension, it's not that wide. Photon, okay, I don't know if Photon's a speed 10 or 11. Ooh. It's a domey boy. It's got some heartbeat to it. Okay, I've heard a lot of good things about the Photon. I'm excited to see how this one flies. All right, well, that is all of them. That was my 2024 GYROPALOOZA box. Let me know if you enjoyed this kind of video. Maybe we'll kind of make it an annual thing if you guys enjoyed it. Also, again, I'm going to be throwing all of these discs out in the field very soon here. So let's go ahead and cut to that. Till the next one, everyone, keep banging chains.